Welcome to the Soulful Badass podcast. This is for all you souls who are ready to listen to your intuition and live life on your terms. I'm Rachel Jackson. I'm a mindset coach and intuitive mentor, and I'm here to guide you to live the most fulfilled, authentic, and abundant life that you were born for. Now let's dive in each week and have some amazing conversations, and let's light that soul on fire. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's podcast. This week, I want to talk to you about a topic that I know a lot of women struggle with, but that allowing themselves to be and rest. Imagine them words, allowing yourself to just be, to know that you don't have to do anything. Is that freaking you out? I know I'm talking to all you doers out there who just power through, get things done, just keep going. Got to do it for the family, got to do it for the business. If I don't do it, I'm not going to make money. All this energy that is being created. And I want to tell you, this is a deep-rooted, a deep-seated trauma that is making you feel like you need to keep doing in order to be enough. Imagine that. Like, just feel into them words. If you felt you could stop, take a pause, take a time out, take a day off, would that trigger a feeling of you are not doing enough? Would that make you feel like you are not doing enough? You are not good enough. You feel guilty. You feel shame. If that's you, then I want you to listen up. I want you to really take a minute, pause what you're doing, and listen to this podcast. Because I know a lot of women feel this way, and I feel this way. And we often tell ourselves, if we stop, we're not going to make money in our business, or we're not going to get everything done that needs to be done. And we put all this pressure of time and urgency on things. And what we're actually doing is masking the real feeling that is sitting behind what is going on. So often we are filling our time busy, always doing, but getting nothing really done, constantly doing, and not really achieving what we fully want to achieve, because we end up creating that the doing and all the things that are getting in our way stops us achieving those big dreams. Or if we haven't done enough, that's why we haven't got those big dreams. And what we're actually telling ourselves is we're not enough. We are not good enough. Unless we are doing and constantly doing, constantly trying to generate, then we are not enough. And that is what we're putting into our energy, our time, our business, our relationships. We feel like we have to be constantly on in order to get a reward. Because let's be honest, how did you get told you were a good girl or a good boy when you were younger? How did you get told that you have achieved something? You went out and got 10 out of 10 on your spelling test. You went out and you did the chores for your mum and dad, and they said, well done, that's amazing. You went out and you scored that goal in soccer or football or rugby or whatever it is. And they went, that's amazing, you did. So we associate doing and achieving with a reward. We associate that with us being the good girl or boy. Getting your homework done, well done, that's amazing. If you don't get it done, you've not done enough. So suddenly your worth is being linked to whether you've done something or whether you haven't done something. How much do you think of people who haven't done their homework? They're lazy, why haven't they done it? Could they not be bothered? Suddenly we make assumptions about a person's quality and personality based on whether they've done a homework piece or not. So we start to put these into our kids at a young age, and we have been brought up that way. And then you move through school and you've got this hierarchy of Yes, that's good. If you've hit these targets, if you have done this thing, if you have passed that test, you are a better person if you get an A star compared to a D minus. We start to put these metrics and feelings. So you have to feel like you're stretching constantly or you're constantly doing in order to get that value and that worth back and that reward in life. We are training ourselves to be monkeys that monkeys do. So we are literally training ourselves constantly to keep going, to keep doing, because if we stop, if we don't do, if we turn our homework in late, then we're a bad person. We're not, we're lazy. There is some negative connotation that goes along with that. So when you start to go into business or you start to have a job, again, in a corporate role, you have a boss that tells you whether you've done things right or done things wrong. And again, it gets valued to your worth, because what do? They have an appraisal that tells you whether you are good at your job or not, which tells you whether and let's face it, if you feel like you're not good at your job, you then start to question your own worth and think, what am I doing? Am I even good enough? I shouldn't be here. My boss hates me, blah, blah, blah. I've had plenty of bosses that hated me, believe me. So, you start to really link it to your worth, and you link it to your self-confidence, and you link it to your potential. You link it to what you are actually worth. And what this is our ego mind taking control. It is our ego persona coming out and running the show. We are all walking around in this ego state, feeling like we've constantly got to do in order to achieve some good in this life. Whereas actually there is a constant state of flow, well-being, abundance, trying to get through to us, trying to get channeled into us, trying to flow into our life, because that is our natural state. And because we're doing all the time, we are shutting it out. We are literally putting an umbrella up above our head and going, I'm too busy for that. I need to be kept going. I need to be productive. So I'm not ready for all this stuff, because to feel that, I've got to pause. I've got to be. I've got to sit with the notion that I am good enough to just be, to just exist, that I am worthy of all the good things in life by just being born. Does that make you go, what is she saying? Because you are an absolute miracle. There is 4 billion chances that you were born. The chance that you are actually here is miraculous. That sperm met that egg on that day at that time. Literally, you are a born miracle. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to achieve anything. You don't need to have a full calendar in order to prove your worth. And what actually happens in the universe doesn't give you necessarily what you want. It gives you who you are at your core. So if you're feeling rich, if you're feeling abundant, if you're feeling successful, it gives you all them things. But if you're feeling like you're not good enough unless you're doing, if you're feeling like you're not good enough unless you're stressed and overwhelmed, what's actually happening is it's creating more of them feelings rather than giving you the reward that you think you're going to get from doing the stuff. You're not going to get the reward by doing, because doing is draining your energy, making you feel low, making you feel guilty when you stop. And it's actually having the counter effect that you want to have. You want to do the stuff to get the reward. You want to do the stuff to be successful. You want to do the stuff to get the money. But you are not feeling the abundance. You are not feeling the success. You are constantly telling yourself that you are not doing enough and you are not successful enough because you're not doing enough. So actually success is over here going, I'm here, I'm ready. You've got to feel successful to be successful. And yet you're going, no, you've not done enough today. You need to do more. You need to get working harder. You need to get on it. So you're actually manifesting that energy of needing to do more. Whereas success is over here going, you can have me at any time. You can feel me at any time. Once you realize you're already successful, I'll create more of it. I'll just bring more of that good flow, that good vibration, that good energy into your life. But until you feel it, until you allow yourself to be it, I'll be sat over here waiting, watching you flog your ass off. That is what is happening. And actually, we look outside, we're doing all of these things. And if you are constantly doing and thinking that is going to produce extra, what you're doing is you're shifting your focus externally, whereas everything is produced within you. Your world that you are currently living in is produced within you. So if you are not feeling the good vibrations, you are not seeing the good vibrations. So you've got to really start to feel it before you see it. So you've got to learn to stop. You've got to learn to pause. You've got to learn to be and be okay with that so that you can actually enjoy the being, enjoy the success, enjoy the reward, enjoy the money when it comes. So you've got to learn to understand your true worth is not attached to the things you do, the work you put in, the effort you put in. None of that reflects your true worth. None of it. Your true worth can only come from you telling yourself and believing that you are worth it now. So if you are working through this energy where you are constantly doing and you feel like you can't stop, you've got to stop. You've got to stop and start looking within. You've got to go into them hidden depths. You've got to understand, where is this coming from? Why do I believe this about myself? Why have I trained myself to do constantly? Why have I trained myself to be on the edge of burnout and think that that is normal? Why is that normal for me? Start to go into this. Start to understand why you have trained yourself in this way, because that's what you've done. You've trained yourself, or you've been trained. And now that you're old enough to know better, you've not untrained what has been trained. So it is your job to unlearn all the things that you've learned up to this point. It is your job to start to let go of these beliefs and these thoughts and these habits that you don't actually need anymore, because you have that inside of you already. You are already worthy. You are already a miracle. You already deserve the best. You already deserve that success, and it is trying to flow into you now. It isn't someday. It isn't at some point in the future when you have done enough and proved yourself. It is there for you now. You just need to start understanding and clearing out these energy habits that you've created to make you think you've got to be constantly doing. So you've really got to start to dive deep into this and see where these beliefs are coming from. Like, clear them out. Like, they're not even real. They're not even yours. So start to clear this energy. Start to stop. Start to pause. Start to give yourself time off. Start to understand that none of that is linked to your finances, how you generate success. It just is not. What is linked to how your finances work and how you generate success is the self-worth that you have. Self-worth comes from within. It never comes from an external source. You could have all the money and success in the world, and if you do not feel worthy of it, it does not matter one little bit. So you can keep going and going and powering through it, and it will get you so far, but you still won't believe you're worthy of it unless you stop and look inside and make sure you feel worthy. So really start to this week, if you are in that place, and I know a lot of us are at the minute, where you just feel like you can't take your foot off the gas, you feel like you can't stop You feel like you're constantly doing, you feel like you're constantly stressed. You need to pause. You need to ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Why do I feel that that is linked to my worth? Where am I feeling unworthy? These are the questions you've got to start to go deep into. What this will do is actually free you up to feel more joy, to feel more happiness, to have more success. Accepting that these are hidden depths within you and understanding them and getting to know them is going to free you for so much more than actually flogging your ass off is. So going inside, doing some journaling, doing the mindset work, that's where the beauty is. Being you, allowing yourself to be, allowing yourself to rest, allowing yourself to just breathe is going to be so much more powerful than keep doing. So I know so many of you will have wanted to hear that this week. If that was you, come and join the Facebook community. It's Soulful Badass community. Come and tell me that totally resonated. Leave a review, do what you need to do, but tell me how this connected, because the more you can start to just be and understand your own worth, the better life will get. Because you are a miracle, you were born a miracle, and nothing has changed. You are still a miracle now. You need to feel that in your bones. You are amazing. You are literally amazing. You deserve the best. You deserve the best. I want you to hear that. I want you to let it sink in. I want you to just let yourself breathe and just be. Because everything will flow to you. You don't need to keep doing. You need to understand where the lack of self-worth is coming from. Once you clear that, that's when the doing will be so much easier, because actually you'll be aligned with the doing. You're not doing to prove yourself. You're not doing to be something that you're not. You're actually doing because it's aligned to your inspired action, which is following you to this flow of abundance and success and joy and happiness. So that is where the power is. Clearing the unworthiness, clearing the thoughts that are leading to that, shifting that so that you can be who you're meant to be. That is really where the power is. So I hope this helps. Please come and join the Soulful Badass community. Let me know. For this whole month, because it is Leo season, and I get so excited about Leo season. I don't even know why. I'm not a Leo, I'm a Gemini, but I just feel there's magic in the air this month. August is the 8th month, so it's always linked to finances and abundance. So let's bring in the magic there. And it really is a powerful energy. We have the Lionsgate portal. We have 2 supermoons this month. So it is insane amounts of energy that you need to be maximizing. So I've got a couple of options for you to do that. One is the Lions Energy Activation, which is available on the website. So go and have a look at that. That is available. I would recommend doing that daily. That is power, literally power in that meditation. And also, I have took 20% off Manifest Your Magnificent Life. Now, that is the program that I literally used to get me started on this journey, to clear these negative thoughts, to clear these bad habits. That is my go-to step-by-step of how I manifested my magnificent life. And you can do the exact same. So if you've resonated with today's podcast and you've thought, oh my God, this is me, I need to clear this energy, I need to clear these thoughts, that program will help you get those thoughts out of your mind, see them in black and white, and see what the hell's been going on. Because there's something underneath running the show that you need to start clearing. So if you want to join that program, there's 20% off in the whole of August for Leo season. So go and join that, put in code Leo, and you get your 20% off. It is incredible. I cannot recommend it enough. But have the best week, have the best weekend, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.